some exotics. I don't know if you call this an exotic or if you call it an American muscle or you call it both. Well, here's some American muscle. Mustang's 100% American. Yeah. I can make some crap sounds. There's some Aussie muscle. That's what we're talking about for sure. What do we got here? Actually, there's a bit of Euro coming in. Morning, guys. How you doing? Wait first. That's not just the only Euro. Wait for it. If you're not a fanboy of the GT3 RS, well, maybe you are now. Always a good sound coming out of these bad boys. Check out that spoiler. Yeah, baby. Yeah, listen to that sound coming out of that exhaust. Nice. Yeah, baby. Like that. I mean, welcome. For those of you who don't know, Horsepower Crew, South Australia's motoring enthusiast community organisation. We love all types of horsepower, but you know what? When it comes to Porsche, like, that is one brand, one style of car that has just been marginally improved with the times every year for so many years that they've just absolutely mastered it when it comes to the GT3 RS. But I know what you're here for. You're here for stuff like this. Hey, Aussie muscle. Nice. Chugga, 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 chugga. We're gonna go check out all of those cars in a sec, but I thought I'd come up here and check out this Nova. It is gorgeous. One of our Horsepower Crew followers. Look at that, just that gold, that champagne gold. And those chrome rims. I reckon I might pop that up as a side shot Sunday a little bit later on. And just like even how it sits, it's almost like launching as it is. Just absolute gorgeous car, especially with those trees in the background. Shout out to Headlight Restoration Adelaide, Rosanna Vanderhorst. Mayank, he said, is it a showpiece? Well, I could call it a showpiece. She is absolutely gorgeous. Don't know if the driver's window's open. Oh, it is too. Here you go. Having a bit of a closer look. Autometer rev gauge. There's a shifter there in the middle. It's very well looked after. Oh, here comes Mr. GTS. Good timing, sir. A little bit of last respect for the Nova before we switch over to Mr. GTS. We'll get down low for him. Good morning, sir. Shout out to Jerry Kloosterman, said definitely a hot machine. Morning, mate, how are you? And there's a Camaro that's just arrived, bright yellow. Good morning, mate. Well, let's go have a look at all of these cars that have just arrived. Oh, the Camaro's decided to come. There he is. Brave colour, that one. Not many cars, not many owners choose yellow. It is definitely a very loud colour. Well, there's not only one, there's another one in a Tirana. Yeah, Vern, I have to agree with you. The sound of that Monaro was superb. Tiranas are very popular on our channel. If you love Tiranas, chuck a thumbs up the screen in the comments. What place is this? Mayank, this is the Founders Restaurant in Oakton. There you go. We've also tagged it on this YouTube channel. Speaking of tags, we have also tagged our mates at MarkTek Installations who joined us at Wintertime Snow and Shine last weekend. If you ever need anything installed in your car, go see them. Whether it be technology or almost anything else, they can help you out. Check out the palm trees. This is a great pick. Here. There's actually some more cars coming in, so we'll catch those for you in a sec. Here we go. He's coming a lot quicker and closer. He's hunting down a park. There's a few in there, but there's a few up there. Easy, mate. How are you? Good to see you. Drive safe, my friends. That is a perler. Oh, listen to that sound. Rumble in the jungle. Good morning, sir. How are you? Oh. Hey, Pro C. I love VC Valiants. Good morning, sir. How are you? Oh, it's got a deep purple in the black. I love it. Hey, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Love the VN. Yeah. Aussie icons rolling through this morning. And I didn't even get that Camaro, I don't think. I think it's got like a greyish undertone inside that black. That is just gorgeous. Plenty going on. This one's winking. That's his indicator around his headlight. I love that green. Hey, how are you, mate? It ain't easy being green, is it? Nice, nice. We did have our green zone at Wintertime Snow and Shine last weekend. And geez, that's got some fats on it, man. That is awesome. Oh, nice. You want to see that Ferrari? Yes, indeed. There is a Ferrari just down there. You've got very good eyes, Mayank. Let's go have a look and let's have a talk just after RHT 769 comes through. So many good sounds this morning. Love the center lines. All right, I'm going to go this side first, and then we're going to go to that side afterwards. And I'm going to tell you some stories. There was 3 stories out of Wintertime Snow and Shine last weekend, because we were just live on our Facebook page, and I was saying that last weekend I was doing a bit of a silent survey around the grounds when people would say, you know, congratulations on the show, you know, it's a fantastic turnout, all of those things. And I'd say to them, what was your favourite part of the event? And a lot of people would say, you know, the colour themes, the yellow brick road, all of these, you know, different things that we had organised, which was great. But then one of my sponsors then said to me, what was your favourite bit, JK? And I was just like, oh, no one's asked me that. Morning, sir.
Morning, JK.
Hey, hey. Very nice, JPS E30. And I had to say, man, I'll have to hold for a minute and actually think about what was my favourite bit of the show. And I had a good think. And I realised that there was 3 stories. The one that I experienced and 2 that I've been told about. Gorgeous lineup here, by the way. Aussie, American, 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 Aussie, Aussie. Love Pro U as well. And the Gem-E with the Momos and the Simmons, very 90s. So let me tell you about these 3 stories from last weekend. First story, I'm standing at the Hooligator store, which is the die-cast models that they were supporting us and connecting with our audience. And I was doing a raffle draw of a green Mustang, big, similar green to this Prem here, or Brougham, sorry. And I'm standing there. He pulls a ticket out of the drawer. I remember it distinctly. It was like 119. And I said, Sally Smith, I reckon, something was her name. I said 119. Next thing you know, this girl comes up to me and she's holding the ticket in my face going 119. And I'm like, say what? Hang on. You're the winner. You're here. We're live. And you just won this Mustang. And it was just incredible, right? I then get told, after she's won it and I go speak to her dad, that she pretty much had to be grabbed there, dragged there by her hair that morning, not a car enthusiast whatsoever, and her smile was from ear to ear, like she was just ecstatic at winning this 118 scale Mustang GT, Steve McQueen edition. Man, fills my heart, that type of stuff, right? Oh, I just saw some hearts. I don't know if that's because I said it or because someone did it. I'll just say hearts again. No, it didn't happen. Somebody else did it. That's story number 1. Let's go show you some more cars and then I'll tell you story number 2. Over here, there we go. There's an incredible 56 Chev coming up behind me. we'll have to have a look when it comes in. Morning, sir. Your Nova, sitting over there in the sunrise,
Nice.
just gorgeous. You're very welcome. All good, all good.
Great job.
Thank you, sir. Much love to you fellas. Thank you. Speaking of gold, there's some gold rims on this this Porsche, and it's got the gold plates. Just love Porsches, man. They are incredibly refined machines. This one's a 4S, just gorgeous. And I love that they're here with a whole heap of Aussie and American muscle. Speaking of that Chev, he's just taken a park down there, so we'll have to catch that one later. And that Tirana's coming, which is gorgeous. Let's show you a few more cars and then tell you about story number 2. This Ford is actually for sale, so let's give him or her for that matter, some reppage. So if someone wants to buy a green Ford, they can do that. Gorgeous Monaro. There's a fair bit of deep dish happening on the back there. That is gorgeous. Let's get some blue hearts up in the comments. Mayank said he likes Mustangs and Ferrari the most. Well, I'll be showing you that Ferrari in just a moment, so absolutely stay tuned. I don't think I've seen a more white Valiant ever. The pearl on this is just absolutely incredible. Design-wise, I love these parts here. For back in the 70s, that was absolutely gorgeous engineering. But yeah, this gonna have to give this one a listen, I reckon, when it comes out. Speaking of listening, something that I've listened to before is this car. I've actually been at Phillip Islands, standing next to this car as it goes past me on the track. Absolutely incredible. That was part of the Variety Aussie Muscle Car Run last year. As you can see here, big thumbs up the screen to Danny Kayaza and his family, co-drivers Gianni and Michael, for fundraising an incredible amount for the Aussie Muscle Car Run over the last 10 plus years. Much hearts up the screen for these guys doing heaps for Variety. It's a cool VC wagon. It's obviously in its phase of restoration, but I've got much respect for that. They're bringing it out to a meet because they're partly way through it. Awesome. Green Firebird, Big Impala, green VC. Love the visors on those. They're just awesome. Anyway, story number 2. I was out with our sponsor outside KYDX, which stands for Kids, Youth and Disability Expo. They had the off the floor accessible toilets. So for anyone that was disabled, we had a fair few wheelchairs last weekend around the show. They could actually have accessible toilets instead of the examples that you get at most events, right? And I said to him, what was your favorite part of the event? And he goes, actually something that was really surprising. And I'm like, okay, what was surprising? He says to me, he goes, you've got the first aid guys here, yeah? And I said, yeah, they do first aid training. They're our ambos to, you know, if anything happens at the event. And he goes, they came over to me. And I said, oh, okay, so you got to meet them. And he goes, yeah, but not only that, they said to me, can we take you out bush? And he's like, what do you mean? And they said, for rally events, we do, you know, first aid for rally events, like vehicles, right, out in the bush. And he's like, oh, okay. And he goes, but are they disabled? And they go, no, we want to use your trailer as a medical room out there. And he was just like, wow. So there you go, right? That is just like an incredible story of bringing 2 different types of sponsors and charitable causes to an event and services that are connecting with each other and being able to do things together in the future. Man, fills the heart, right? Because at Horsepower Crew, we are South Australia's motoring enthusiast community organisation. Our continuous mission is to have a positive impact on South Australia's motoring enthusiasts, small businesses, and charitable causes. And we try to make sure that we do that all the time purposely. But to hear stories like that it just happens because we've brought the right people to the right place at the right time to have connections like that, yeah, that's what it's about, right? That was story number 2. I'll tell you story number 3 in a sec. Let's have a look at this Jemmy. Another Jemmy. The other one that we saw back there was a wagon. And this one here is a sedan. Love the color. It's beautiful blue. This one would be cold to drive this morning, but you'd have to watch your leg getting out. That is one doozy, even exhaust. You definitely don't want to burn your leg getting out on that. But what a gorgeous car. And I love the cover. The cover has been custom made. You can see it even goes over the brake light, over the headrests. This would be a whole lot of fun. It looks like, oh, he's got his gloves in there. He or she for that matter. Oh, it's got the zip as well, so you can do it for just for one seat or for two. There's a bit of air intake happening up there. What a Cobra. That is delicious. That is superb. And another Porsche. Love the headlights on these. You can even see the Porsche badge on the inside of it. Attention to detail, you know, air ducts in here to go into the engine bay. Like, man, 911 turbo, baby. That is just the stuff that dreams are made of. But Headlight Restoration Adelaide loves this Mopar. There was a Valiant back there. I've got some Aussie over here. Let's have a look. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie with a GTS. I reckon you're going to take that park. Good morning, sir. How are you? Cold. It is chilly. You need a beanie like me. Keep the ears warm. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Old girls, you'd be lucky to have a heater, aircon. But it's a good morning for it. Superb. Well, there is a bit of JDM over here. Thanks to Adam from Mad As Photography. He's got his white walls, he's got his checkers, he's got his chromies for the 2000s reppin'. Clear lights. Let's get some thumbs up in the comments for him. I love that he's got a Just Force Car Club sticker from back in the 90s. This is Horsepower Crew's Project GT. As you can see, horsepowercrew.com. And a lot of people who own these types of 90s, 2000s, and even 1970 cars, they all go see our mates at MarkTek Installations for all of their technology and other installations on vehicles. So if you have anything modified like this and you would like to have some modern conveniences like your Apple CarPlay and stereo systems and security, go see our mates at MarkTek Installations. So they were at the show last weekend. And they've already connected with some of our entrants and had them at their store, so which was awesome. What a delight of Aussie muscle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. And you can see all the curves. Look at all the curves coming down off all of those Holdens. You've got fully fledged Monaros. You've got a couple GTSs there, 4-door, 2-door. Yeah, delicious, awesome. From Aussie to American, saw this Camaro roll in before. Bright yellow, can't go wrong. I'm going to tell you the third story as we go through these. We're about halfway through here. Gorgeous VW. The third story about one of the favorite things that I experienced with wintertime snow and shine last weekend. Geez, what a gorgeous Monaro. Adelaide hubcaps. Yeah, they're best, aren't they, boys? Can't go wrong with them. They look tough on anything. You can put it on a Corolla and then you'd be like, oh, that's a tough Corolla. But when you see it on a Monaro, oh, wow, that's it. Gorgeous, gorgeous example. VC, Pro C, love it, awesome. Shout out to Ashley Pope saying thanks as always, JK. All right, we're gonna go show you those Ferraris and those other Aussie muscle cars. While I'm walking over there, I'll tell you the last story. Because I told you about the Hula Gator story with the young girl who won the prize and just, you know, beaming smile after being dragged there. I told you the story about KYDX, their off the floor accessible trailers, was also connecting with our first aid guys, and they're going to be, you know, helping each other out in the future. third story. Here we go. We'll check out these cars while I tell you the story. Good mate of mine from high school, owns Headlight Restoration Adelaide. Absolutely, if you need any support with restoring your headlights, new or old, go see him. Anyway, he's there at wintertime snow and shine, decides to go over to introduce himself to City Discount Tyres. Here's that Ferrari before. It's a Dino. You don't see too many Dinos around, man. And I don't think I've seen a Dino before. And I'm absolutely loving how not only the window is that shape, but the ducts is also that shape. That is just superb. Check it out. And oh yeah, I give everything a fair go. How are you guys? I reckon I've got the same hoodie. They're so comfy, warm. Beanie for a day. Mate, I don't drink coffee, but thank you for the offer. No, I'll be fine. I've got a couple of drinks in the car. You're very kind, Danny. Gorgeous Dino. And you know what? You can tell that it was an Aussie, South Aussie car. Those number plates were around in the, what is it, 2000s, 90s, late 90s. Yeah, so this one's been around for a while. And I just noticed this. There appears to be air vents in the top there. Yeah, so it looks like it vents some of the air out of it. And I'm loving the 70s, 80s rear lights on this one. And not certain, correct me if I'm wrong, they may be Simmons or they may be a design from Ferrari from back in that era. And I'm loving the door handles on this one. That, you know, very modern style. Missing a mirror on this side, so that was actually quite common back in the 70s and 80s. Can also see the air vents up the top, which is very interesting. What a gorgeous Dino. Let's get some red hearts in the comments. Also interesting number plate as well. It's like a Perspex sort of example. Does that not look hot or what with the sunrise in the background? So maybe shout out to Mayank. There's your Ferrari, mate. That is a doozy. We've got some rollers, and then I can help finish the story. The third story of Wintertime Snow and Shine. That was my favourite from last weekend. We've got a whole lineup. Check them out. Let's get some love hearts in the comments for all these beauties. Good morning. Man, my good friend George will be loving this from Headlight Restorations. He loves GTs. There's two of them there. There's another Falcon. It is the Ford Parade here this morning. 351 GT. GT. Delicious. Oh, those fumes. That's breakfast. Yeah, breakfast of champions. It is a Ford takeover here for Sam's birthday. Oh, I love black. Yeah, baby. Black beauties. He's got a familiar number plate to mine as well. Oh, another black. Oh yeah, the Holden Pram. Oh, beasts. Big fats on the back. For those of you that have missed, there is a GTS. Our good friend Jason has brought his car out over here. Big contrast there. Bright yellow, dark black. Another GT. This is Sam's car. It's his birthday. Let's get some happy birthdays up the screen. He is just over there. There he is. That fella right there. Oops, I'm pointing to where I can see him, not pointing where he is on the screen. There you go. And that's his car there. Let's get some red hearts in the comments for Sam. It's his birthday. He's on a birthday cruise. He's brought one of my ultimate favorite cars as a friend here today, the GT3 RS. Man, that is a driver's car right there, all day, every day. Absolutely superb. Bit more old school coming in with the hot rod, Elmo 34. Cool plates. A couple different wheels, different sizes on the back. Superb. Corvette. From a distance, when I saw it coming down the road, I thought it was a Ferrari, but could be mistaken. It is actually a Corvette. Very similar lines and theming on this beast. Ashley Pope said XTs are his all-time favourite. Well, you had a fair few there, sir. Now let me get back into the last story that was my favourite at Wintertime Snow and Shine. My good friend George from Headlight Restoration Adelaide decided to go over to City Discount Tyres, introduce himself. They connected. They also said that they had tried a few other headlight restoration companies around Adelaide and were not happy with the results. They invited him to not only do the headlights on some of their vehicles, but also to connect with more business in the future. Mate, it was like a trade show style example story. We didn't even call it a trade show. We didn't even plan for it to be a trade show, but we had over 20 businesses either there or sponsoring at the event, and connecting with so many others. And they got these cool stories where they're going to be South Aussie businesses doing business with other South Aussie businesses. And they're my three favourite stories that I've heard so far. Morning, sir. He's wearing an Outlaw Speed Shop top. That was another part of that I really enjoyed of Wintertime Snow and Shine last weekend. It was the exit parade, thanks to Outlaw Speed Shop. So many of the cars came through the atrium, and the atrium was just shaking. Morning, sir. The atrium was shaking. The sights, the sounds, the smells of all of these vehicles, including the rotaries, was just absolutely incredible. So that was a favourite part of Wintertime Snow and Shine for myself for 2025. Morning, sir. How are you? See this one out very often. Great HQ. Brilliant VC right here. Shout out to Headlight Restoration LA saying, love you, JK. Love everyone involved. That day, you're all amazing. Much love to you. Well, this was Sam Zullo's birthday. Mistakenly could be in Queensland with all these palm trees around, but it is good old South Australia. So if you've been tuning in from South Australia, chuck a thumbs up in the comments. Also, feel free to hit subscribe and switch on the notifications bell, because this is where our live streams are at from now on, where our large part of our live streams are like this one. This one's been going for about 28 minutes. You've been here tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe and notifications bell. So then when we're going live, which is almost every weekend of the year here in South Australia, or when we did it with a live stream team at our event last weekend, you'll know when we're going live. All right, you've been tuning into Horsepower Crew, South Australia's motoring enthusiast community organisation. I might be doing another live stream at Joe's Golden Gasoline very shortly, which is where all these cars are cruising to. Get some rad shots. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next live stream. Happy motoring. Take care, guys.